Know that there is the other side. Know that there is another way. And also know that no, it shouldn't be this hard. And you shouldn't be going through these things, but there is another way. I feel like I was in such a bubble or a box where I felt that's just how it is until I started looking outwards and I started seeing other people creating the working mom lives they want and need. Know that there is another way. Hi there. This is Yamika Anthony of the Rockstar Career Moms Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here. Today, I am bringing you a midweek boost with a fire and fuel episode. Ah, man. I'm recording this intro because I will be sharing a raw episode that I recorded a few weeks ago after I recorded an episode. Actually, did not record the episode. I had just prepared the episode and then I went through my call it your script. I craft each episode. If you've gone through this podcast from episode 1, you'll realize I'm taking you through a journey. It's a rediscovery journey. So it's very intentional, step by step, to help you rediscover yourself. So season 1 of the Rockstar Career Moms podcast is all about helping you figure out who you are, where you are in your working mom journey, and what season of life you're in, and help you figure out who you are right now and what you want. And so that you can identify what is holding you back, where are the gaps from where you are to where you want to be. If you're not sure what you want at this moment, but it's all about self awareness, giving you tools by taking you on this journey to help you figure out where you are right now and what are the obstacles in your way. And so you can gain clarity and understanding of yourself in your quest to blend, balance, integrate career and motherhood to create the working mom life that you want, the working mom life that you're thriving, juggling, blending, balancing career and motherhood without sacrificing yourself or what matters most. And man, if you've listened to the last few episodes, so I am doing this intro in the middle of our mini series that I'm doing within the season 1 rediscovery journey. And the mini series is where we're reflecting on the working mom phases. And I'm preparing for the final phase, which is the empowered working mom era phase at the moment. And I had to take a step back from it. And this episode that will be coming up right after this, I recorded it a few weeks ago for the episode titled 10 Questions to Find Out If You're a Frustrated Working Mother. And as I was preparing and I put it into the tool that I used to record, I just felt my whole body was so tense from reflecting in everything that uncovered. And again, that episode is taking you through a series of questions to help you figure out if you're a frustrated working mother. And so with each of these episodes, I am using my story, my journey, the lessons I have learned. And so I am going back on my journey and honestly, like this whole podcast experience, I feel like this has been the most unexpected, the most challenging part, as well as the most rewarding part of this entire experience. Like, so unexpected. I did not expect to gain anything in terms of my own development and own, I don't know, like, yeah, I just did not expect all of this. However, so as I'm going through the podcast, I am realizing, like, for me, how it's affected me. And as I'm going through it, I'm thinking, depending on where you are in your working mom's journey, if you are in what I call the frustrated working mom era, or you have passed that era, if you're reflecting to when you were in the thick of the frustration, or you are in it right now, I just want to let you know that you're not alone and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I felt I needed to say that. If these, by you reflecting on your journey, it could be triggering. And if you're in it, it could also that you feel seen and heard, for one, but I feel like it could just cause like a mix of emotions as it is happening for me. So I want to say first, you're not alone and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And this podcast is all about empowering you and giving you tools and tips and resources and strategies. And I'm using my journey of struggling as a frustrated working mother for years, and I'm finally feeling like this is the life that I have been fighting for. And if you've been on this journey of with Rockstar Career Moms with me, it has been this March, or we're in April as I record this. It has been 8 years since I started this journey. And so I hope by the tools that I have created, my hope is that your journey won't be that long, And it has been goodness. It has been such a journey. So, however, what you'll be hearing is my thoughts and feelings just to let you know you're not alone and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And also encourage you, if this is the first episode you're hearing, if you are in the thick of it or you are just trying to figure out how to create the life that you want as a career driven woman, go back and go through the podcast, right? In the recording that you'll be hearing coming up, I reference the community. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned since becoming a mom and an entrepreneur, a business owner, is the power of community. Like, and looking at that to see that's how my mom was able to do it all. That's how my grandma was able to do it all. It takes a village, right? It takes a village to be a mother. It takes a village when you're going to be a parent, be a mom, and have a career in order to do it all without sacrificing yourself or what matters most. And I reference the Facebook group. So I do have a Facebook group. As recording this, it's the beginning of Q1. And so I am moving on. And in Q2, I'll be working on getting back on social media and connecting all the other things. I stepped away thinking take a few weeks, a few months. And it's been a while since I've been on social media. Life has just been lifing. Okay. Let's be real with trying to do all these things. And so I had to figure out a way to really show up and do this work that I want to do and feel called to do. And without sacrificing myself and what matters most. And this is how I'm doing it right now. Right. So creating this podcast, and I thought, oh, I would just record it and show on there, but it is having such a transformative effect on me and uncovering things that I know I need to do so that I can unlock the next steps as I move forward with the podcast and my whole coaching and consulting business, that I know I have to finish this process that I thought I was doing for you guys, that is transforming me and unlocking answers going forward. And so I want to create that and have that strong foundation so that you guys can have the resources and the tools that you need. And you'll know more when I start sharing all of that. However, so let's go on and you will hear it now. And if you want reference to what I'm speaking about, I will link it in the show notes here. But that episode was 10 questions to find out if you're a frustrated working mom. And as I was getting ready to record that episode, I just felt the weight of being a frustrated working mom and going back on my journey. And this is what I recorded to say, hey, you're not alone. I see you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And this podcast episode is dedicated to helping you overcome your frustrations. And the first episode I have on this podcast is titled Frustrated Working Mother to Rockstar Career Mom. And that's how I feel that my journey has been. And that is what the goal is to help you overcome your frustrations. And so that you can come out of this as an empowered rockstar career mom who is consciously creating and living, not just existing and accepting that this is life, that you are living because Your talents are needed, your skills are needed. And if you are like me and you're career driven and it is beyond the money, yes, we do want and need to make money to support ourselves and support our families, but you have this need or this calling to use your talents, your skills to serve and support and empower and help people in whatever way. It could be art, it could be, I don't know, like painting, whatever it is. It could be that you're a scientist, a lawyer, whatever it is that you feel called to do with your work. And you also want to be a great mom. You want to be the best mom for your kids. And it's that conundrum, like, how do you show up and do both well, right? In a society that really doesn't support women that want to successfully juggle career and motherhood. And so this podcast is all about helping you figure out how to do that, empowering you to not wait for things to change or for the knight in shining armor to come, is to see, okay, there are certain things that you can change, but helping you focus on what you can change and what you can do to overcome the frustrations and consciously create the life that you want, need, and love. All right. So here you go. All right. Have a great day whenever you're listening to this. But if it's coming out on a Wednesday, to help you get over that Wednesday hump, or I hope this empowers you, whatever life has thrown or curveballs life has thrown you or the week has thrown you, that will help you. This will help you get realigned and readjusted and set your intentions again so that you can finish this week how you want and need to. Okay? All right. Much love to you. And here goes. Hi there, man. Hi there, rock stars. Hi there, working moms. Hi there, frustrated working moms. It's Yamik, and I'm in the process. I'm in my office slash my studio, and I just finished practicing, and I was hoping to get into recording episode 4, where we're examining the time if you are a frustrated working mother. And it's examining the time when you went from career woman to frustrated working mom. And in that episode, I am walking you through some powerful questions to help you self assess if you are a frustrated working mother. And I'm doing it as if we're together in working together in a session, a coaching session, whether on the phone or in person. And I just finished, and man, it wasn't easy. And probably because it just, as I'm doing these podcast episodes, I do take myself back through the journey as well. And so I'm recording this because in one of my trainings, it said just the moment as you record, I don't have enough time to record the whole episode to gather myself how I wanted to record the episode and then get to and deliver it how I want to for you guys, and then get to it's time to pick up my kids soon, or I'm getting ready to pick up my kids. And so here goes the way of me, quote unquote, balancing, juggling my work while being the mom that I want to be. And yes, in the season, I love picking up my kids from school. And I have a kid that yesterday hurt themselves doing PE. And in the midst of, I was getting ready to go into a meeting, I got that call. And in that moment, it's like the fear of what happened, like in that moment. And at the same time, thinking, I'm getting ready to go in a meeting, but I had to think back to that place where I didn't have to ask someone for permission. I didn't have to make a case of going there or having that any type of feeling, anxiety of having to. It's almost one of the things I did not expect for with being a working mom that no one talk about is like feeling like I have to ask permission to be the mom that I want and need to be for my children. But so sharing all of that to just be like, okay, I'm making this video to record that I will hopefully be using to help share about this episode and about the podcast while I'm in my feelings. And so I just went through this episode where it's the official 4th episode of the podcast. We do have 2 episodes each week. So I think it will be the I'm doing my math correctly, it will be the ninth episode or so on the podcast, because we do have like a full episode on Mondays, but on Wednesdays, we have a Wednesday Fire and Fuel, which is a short message that amplifies a message from Monday's episode. So it can be confusing when you're looking on the list of the episodes and I'm like episode 3 and 4. So this is officially episode 4 that I'm using through season 1 and taking you through this rediscovery journey. But I wanted to hop on here to say, like, if you feel the feels going through this too, I see you and I understand. I just went through it as the host and as the person that crafted and curated and put together, produced this episode to help you uncover if you are a frustrated working mother. And it brought me back because I'm reflecting. My oldest is 13, will be 14 this year. I am looking back through my journey and I'm telling you, my shoulders feel it. I feel it in my body just going back through those times. And so, if I just want to give you a heads up that if you are a frustrated working mom, it may take you back as you're reflecting on this time as well. And just to say, use that to help you see where you need to make the change. And also know that there is another side on over this. And this is why I'm taking you through it, because this is a lot to help you be aware. To first thing, it's the big part is self-awareness, so that you can become aware of who you are, what you want, what are the obstacles in your way, what are your internal obstacles, so you can see yourself like you haven't seen yourself before. And for you to know that some of the things that you're accepting or feeling like this is just how it is, and this is the price it is to be a working mom, and this is the price it is to have a career and a family, and you just accept stuff. Like going through this, I just realized like I didn't even push back on certain things. I didn't even say no. And a part of it, I didn't even realize it's like it's and I was wondering at times as I was reflecting on a specific moment in time in my last job, as one of the asks that I had, went against my integrity as an individual. I didn't feel it was right of what I was asked to do in that job, and it wasn't in my job description. So I'm like, was there some bit of fear of saying I can't do it or not speaking up? But I did not speak up. I think I asked questions. I may have pushed back some bit, but at the same time, I didn't want to let my team down. I didn't want to let myself down. I was still fairly new. I knew everyone. It was like an entire new, say, project that we were doing. And so we were figuring out a lot of the things as we build this school. We're figuring it out. So I wanted to be a team player. And I have worked in small teams where it is not in my department, but I am still supporting other departments. So as I'm reflecting on it, it's still, I see how male counterparts would handle some of these things compared to how we handle certain things, and maybe it's experience. So I just want to just like give you a heads up, because I am feeling all the feels going through this episode. And I just ran through the episode to practice, and I was getting ready to record. So I'm going to record it tomorrow. However, just wanted to share that with you and make some content while I'm in it to get my real raw emotions and feelings about this, because I know it may trigger some of these same feelings for you as well. And just also to let you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If you are in that place right now, this is why it is all about empowerment. When you know who you are and what you want, when you can identify the obstacles, when you no longer have these feels or feel that this is how it has to be, or this is the price we pay, or settling, or feeling like, okay, yes, because things I've had to say, remind myself in some of these jobs is that, okay, I have bills, I have a family, I have responsibilities now. I can't just walk out. And recognizing that you're not okay with the situation, and making your plan. Know that there's the other side, or feeling like, know that there is another way. And also know that no, it shouldn't be this hard. And you shouldn't be going through these things, but there is another way. And I feel like I was in such a bubble or a box where I felt a lot of things. That's just how it is until I started looking outwards, and I was not a social media person, and I started seeing other people creating the working mom lives they want and need. If you go through the episode 4, where we're examining if you're a frustrated working mom and you are realizing that you are, this podcast is here to support you. I'm here to support you. And then I'm also going to talk about some of the tools that I already have that you can go and utilize on top of what is there, what I'm offering through the the podcast episode. So just hanging there and go to the Facebook group. I'm recording this stuff before getting back on social media, and I'll make sure to have the or Rockstar Career Moms Facebook group be a support system to each other. Let's form a community where we can speak about these things and know that we're not alone. The biggest thing I think is feeling so alone or wondering, is it me? Is it supposed to be that way? And I know there is such power in community and for us to be seen and not feeling alone. All right, that is it. I gotta go. Much love, Yamik. Oh my goodness, 10 minutes.
Visit rockstarcareermoms.com for working mom resources, show notes, and our free Working Moms Balance Guide to help you kickstart your journey. Please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast wherever you listen, and share it with the working moms in your life. Working mothers need support. It takes a village. Together, we'll rock it.